Welcome to the second video of our Java series. In this video, we will learn about object-oriented programming. So first of all, we learn about classes and objects. What is the purpose of classes? What is the purpose of objects? This we will learn. Second, we will learn about constructors. What is the purpose of constructors? Why do we use constructors? That we will learn. Then we will learn about the string class, which is a special class in Java. We'll learn about string pools, we'll learn about string manipulations, and we'll also learn about the concept of immutability in Java. Fourth, we will learn about heaps and stacks. What is the heaps? How is the heap data structure used in Java? How are stacks used in Java? We will learn that. Then we will learn the common OOPS concept, which is inheritance. We'll learn about classes and interfaces. Then we will learn about polymorphism, runtime and compile time polymorphism. Then we will learn about encapsulation. Then we'll learn about abstraction. We'll also learn about abstract class and interfaces. And ending, we will learn about inner classes in Java. So this is going to be a very interesting and a very exciting module. So let's get started. So first of all, we will learn about classes and objects. So a class is just like a template. It defines two things. It defines the properties and it defines the methods. And using this template, we can create as many objects as we want. There is no limit to the number of objects that you can create. So you can create as many objects as you want using the template. And every object is like a instance of a class. It will have these properties, whatever you have defined in the class. It will have these methods, whatever you have defined in this class. So now let's learn this with a more practical example. So this is our main class that we saw in our previous example, that we saw in our previous video. So now let's create a new class. Okay, we will create a class which is called car. Okay, so this is our new class, car class. And now let's create some properties and some methods in this class. So what we will do, we will add some properties to this class. We will add these three properties. So the first one is, string color. Then we have string model, and then we have year. These three properties we have added into this class. Let's also add a method in this class. So we will add a display info method in this class. What does the display info method do? It simply prints the model, color and year of this class. Okay. Now we will create an object of this class. So after, as you know, this public static void main is an entry point into your Java project. If you want to execute your code, you have to execute this public static void main method. So in this entry point method, earlier we were simply printing this hello world message. Okay. Now let's create an object. How do we create an object? We create an object using the new car. So for example, we say it as my car, or let's call it Honda City. New. Whenever we call this new keyword, and then we write the class name followed by curly brackets. By execution of this line, when line number 7 will successfully execute, a new object of this car class will be created. Okay, so what is this car curly bracket? On the left hand side, car is a class name, but on the right hand side, this car curly bracket, what is this? This is the constructor in Java. So when we execute this line, a new object will be created. For example, let me put a breakpoint and execute this code. So I will click on the debug button. So as soon, and using this F8 step over key, if I just move one line ahead in the flow has not yet been terminated. It is waiting at line number 8. But the line number 7 has already been executed. When this line has executed, we can see that on the right hand side, it is showing us this suggestion where it is saying Honda City as the name of the object. What is its type? Its type is this car class, and at the rate 701 is the address where this object is living. Okay. So this is how you create an object using a class in Java. Okay. You put the class name, then you give it an object name, whatever you want, and then new and class name curly bracket. Using this, you create an object in Java. So we created our object. Let's add some properties to this for to this Honda City object. For example, we say Honda City dot color and we assign it red. So our Honda City is of red color. Again, we do Honda City dot year, and we can define the year of manufacturing of our Honda City. So maybe it is, we define it 2024. Then we do Honda City dot model. Then we get to define what model our Honda City is. We say is automatic. So here what we have done is we have initialized the properties of this Honda City object. Okay, so properties are there to define your object, and we have initialized these properties with some value that we thought suited. And it is not like for one class you can create one object, you can create as many objects as you want. For example, if we want to create another object, we can create another car and call it Lamborghini. Okay, so we have again created an car, and we can again try to initialize its value. So we can initialize its model as manual, color as red, and year as 2023. Okay, so we have created two objects of our car class, and using these we can now create objects. We have initialized the properties of these two objects as well. Now we can call the methods in this object as well, and now we can call the methods in this car class as well. So what we can do is Honda City dot display info, and whenever we type dot on an object, we can see this IntelliJ gives us suggestions what all things you can call. So you can access its year property, color property, model property. You can call its display info method. Wherever we have curly brackets, those are methods. And these are some additional methods also here which we have not defined. Since we have not defined, from where did these methods come? We will talk about this later, but what it is that these methods are inherited from the object class in Java, which is the parent class of every class in Java. So we'll understand what is inheritance, how do we inherit methods and properties. But for now, we need to focus on these four things that we have defined: year, display info, color, and model. Okay, so we'll call the display info method on Honda City, and we will call the same method on Lamborghini as well. Okay, so if we now execute this code again, we can see, first of all, it has print hello world at line number 6. Now after line number 7 execution, you can see this, that the object is created. And if you try to inspect this object, you can simply click on this. So everything is null, color, model, year, everything is null. So as soon as we execute these lines, after every line we can see that one particular property is getting initialized. For example, here color is getting initialized. Now if we execute again, we can see model is getting initialized, year is getting initialized. Similarly, after this, we can see color, model, year, everything is being initialized. Similarly, for Lamborghini as well, we created a new car object. We're initializing model, color, year for Lamborghini, the second object of the car class as well. In this way, we can create as many objects as we want. Now we call the method display info on both of them. So as soon as we call display info, we can see that it has printed on the console the information of the car. Model is automatic, color is red, and year is 2024. If we put a breakpoint inside this method, and if we come back, and if we now execute it, you see the flow will go inside the method. It has gone inside the display info method, and as soon as I execute line number 9, it will print the information that we have configured here, and then it will come out of that method. It will come back to the main method from where it was called. Okay, so it is currently at line number 19, and as soon as I execute this line, our execution will stop. So using this resume button, I can execute the code. So this way, this is the concept of classes and objects in Java. We define a template for our class, how our object should look, what properties should they have, what methods do they have, and we define everything in our class. And then we create objects of our class, and then we create objects of our classes, and then we can call the methods and access the properties on those objects. Okay, so this is the concept of object and classes in Java. Next, we will learn about constructors.